India were whitewashed 3-0 against New Zealand at home. A home whitewash for the first time ever since you started playing cricket. Nearly 100 years you've never been whitewashed at home in a 3-match series. That ended on November 3, 2024. Now, what do you blame this on? Lack of practice, complacency, overconfidence? Well, Sunil Gavaskar, speaking to the Indian Express, has stated one very important thing. He spoke about the lack of warm-ups, the lack of practice. He also highlighted that he's not reading too much into the Rohit and Virat Kohli form situation. But he also mentioned something about pitches also. Now, the first major thing that Sunil Gavaskar has stated, and you can also add it for the previous series that was there also prior to that. The recent news that India have cancelled the intra-squad game at the Waka in Perth has drawn a lot of criticism. And Sunil Gavaskar is known to mince words when he stated, should have had practice. It is a long gap. He mentions that you should have played some form of domestic cricket or should have some form of practice also. Now, he's also mentioned the second factor in this. Foreign players who play in the IPL know what Indian pitches do. Most players have played in India for decades now. That is why they will understand what Indian pitches do, even if it's a rank turner, even if it's a flat deck, what do you do? So that is why Sunil Gavaskar is vehement that you should have had practice, especially in the BGT also, you needed to have that practice. Plus, domestic cricket. Seniors should have played domestic cricket because you should have had practice. It is a long gap, 42 days. When was the last time you had a 42-day gap? Rohit hasn't played domestic for 8 years. Virat hasn't played for 12 years. Why on earth couldn't you have played a bit of domestic? Although the disclaimer is your form would not have recovered. There is no guarantee about it. Players who did play the domestic, even their forms were very middling in the India-New Zealand series. Now about the Virat Kohli-Rohit Sharma situation. Rohit scored 91 runs. Virat scored 93 runs in the 3 matches. Rohit has struggled in both the series, so did Virat. Rohit was your best batter in the England series, but his form in the last 6 months has not been good. But Sunil Gavaskar is not too worried because he stated, best players go through bad patches. In this, everything goes against you. Won't read too much into this. Sure, if you call out criticism for Rohit and Virat, everybody will say, how dare you? Because at this point in time, Virat's slump has lasted for 4 to 5 years. Yes, he had one peak in 2023, but we all know the background of it on the pitches that he got it on and the attacks that he got it on. Here, the slump has been prolonged for 4 to 5 years. Rohit has been inconsistent. When his red ball form is good, his white ball form deteriorates. His white ball form improves, red ball form deteriorates. This inconsistency is going to hurt India in the long run. But make no mistake about it, Virat's slump is pronounced. Rohit's slump is thereabouts. That is the difference. And as I had mentioned earlier, domestic seniors are not able to play. The news that the BGT warm-up was cancelled did not go down well. Sunil Gavaskar has urged the players to reconsider because he stated you should have a warm-up game even in the gaps between test matches, especially for youngsters who are going to Australia for the first time for an international tour. Now, India was supposed to leave on 11th and 12th to Australia. Then on 15th to 17th, you're going to have an intra-squad game at the Waka behind closed doors. But now they have decided net sessions and center pitch simulations at the Waka is going to help. How? India's first test record in a Sena country is woeful. You won 2 tests in 2018 and 2021 in Centurion and Adelaide. But you also lost most test matches. I'm not talking about draws. You drew in Trent Bridge in 2021, great, but you didn't win. Winning is a major problem. The first test always sets the momentum. India have buckled the trend sometimes, but unfortunately, now the trend is going against them. It is no guarantee that you would have had success after playing a warm-up, because in 18, 19, 20, 21, India did play a warm-up game. Incidentally, India are playing a warm-up game prior to the pink ball test to get acclimatized to the pink ball. Now we have seen rank turners being dished out. Ahmedabad dished out, Indore dished out, Mumbai dished out. Every pitch nowadays, if India have a problem, they go into a stress mode and say, oh, let's go back to rank turners without their batters being in form. It is like a pilot trying to power through an airspace with the nose up, knowing fully well that if I get speed, if I put a nose up, my speed will deteriorate, I will stall and fall down. The Indian team is currently in that kind of a situation. A pitch, that's what Sunil Gavaskar mentions, a pitch that starts turning on day 4 will give India a better chance. In either innings, batting first or second, it gives India's batters a chance for a win. Why did you deviate from the England series? The England series, 4 pitches were really good. Why did you have to deviate from that? This is the major problem, and that is why lot of questions have with the former players are really panning this current Indian cricket team. Sunil Gavaskar has got a very valid point that yes, why couldn't you play the warm-up? It was not as if there were no teams available. Every team would want to play India. Most of the stars would want to play India. But no, you didn't want to play India. India themselves didn't want to play the warm-up. So that is why at the Waka Perth, it was a good opportunity for them to get into some form of rhythm. Now even that has been squandered. If you want to capitulate, capitulate meekly. Sunil Gavaskar, I hope the Indian cricket team listens to his words at least for this one particular bit. But otherwise, you are not heading into the BGT with confidence. Thank you so much folks for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.